So, Redneck Trucker 1969 noticed something interesting. He is bright enough to put one and one together and came up with two. As many people out there know, the American Religious Identification Survey for 2008 has been released. Some people may not know that there was also a report that has been published and is available. You can see the URLs to this video description for both of those reports. That second report is crime state rankings for 2008. That is, of course, in the United States. What the authors of that report did was they looked at all the crime in every state and they ranked the state by what they call the most safe state, which happens to be New Hampshire, and the least safe state, which of course is Nevada for some reason. So, Redneck Trucker 1969 thought it would be a bright idea to compare the number of non-theists in a state with how safe the state is. And he looked at the numbers and he noticed what he thought was a trend. And he thought, by golly, it sure looks like if a state has more atheists in it, the safer it is. And the fewer atheists, the more dangerous. So, of course, I took those numbers and plugged them into an Excel spreadsheet and I ran a trend line. And guess what we see? And yes, indeed, a trend line does show that the more atheists in a state, the higher in safety that state is rated. There is also, of course, the mirror image trend line, which shows as atheists increase, danger decreases. It's the same data with a different sort. This does not actually mean that somehow atheists are less dangerous than theists. It does not mean that atheists are safer than theists. Correlation does not equal causation. There could be other explanations for why the trend is that a state with more atheists is safer. For example, atheists being more intelligent and more educated and more grown-up and more mature may just be so much more intelligent than the theist criminals when atheists are committing crimes that they just get away with, violent crimes more than theists do. That's one possible explanation. I do not, believe that. I don't know if there's any data that could test that. Just pointing out that when a theist says that, atheist society would be more dangerous than a theist society, we don't see that in the United States or in other parts of the world. The more secular societies in Europe, for example, have less violence, less crimes than the non-secular societies. And as Redneck Trucker 1969 pointed out, this also seems to be true for the United States.
I'm just a redneck truck driver. If I get it, you should too.